This is the Infiniti Q60, and as you can see, this version is heavily modified. I'll talk about that in a moment. Let's talk the history. It was a car introduced by Nissan's luxury brand from 2016 to 2018, but as a small car manufacturer, it didn't really catch on that much. It failed to match its German rivals in most aspects, and because of this, it was poorly reviewed, although I think the quality and looks of the car are stunning. This is the premium model, and at stock it has a 3-litre twin-turbo V6 churning out 400 horsepower, but as it's technically a Nissan product, and they obviously make the GTR, what if I can make this rival the GTR Nismo? So this is why I've made the engine produce over 600 horsepower. The wide body kit also allows us to fit race slick tyres over 300mm in width. Upon launching this modified Q60, we can see that it's a very quick car and also handles tremendously, even better than the Nismo, I'd reckon. Despite the wide tyres, there's not really much resistance when turning. Twin turbocharged motor also produces over 800 Nm of torque. That's over 100 more than you get in a GTR, which means its pulling power and in-gear acceleration is insane. Couple this with the aero, we've got a track weapon here. So what I should rightfully do is take it on a top speed test. Let's see how fast it is in the quarter mile. Finally, the track test. So here we go in the Infiniti Q60 on our practice lap, and I will say that I was surprised as to how quick it actually was, braking over 200 miles an hour with no sweat whatsoever. I thought the weight wouldn't allow it to go that fast. Just shy of 1700 kilos, you'd expect it to be a bit less nimble than what it actually is, but the wider track, race tyres and uprated suspension does wonders. Going over 100 miles an hour in this swooping bend. This is obviously the practice lap, and on the competitive one we'll pair it up against the GTR and see how it goes. Obviously there is no Nismo variant in this game, so I've had to make one, so you'll have to trust me that that is the most accurate representation of what a GTR Nismo could be like in this game. So we're on the final push, the final straight, going 130 and then 140. We're about to cross the line and it's just over 56 seconds. Let's go to the competitive lap to see how it does. So you can see as the Nissan and Infiniti battle it out, so we've got the VR30 DETT versus the 3.8, and you can see the driving dynamics of each car being tested here. And you can see that the gearing is slightly different for both cars. The GTR Nismo has a slightly lower red line and slightly tighter gear ratios from the looks of it. It goes around the corners with relative ease. They're keeping up with each other quite well, I'd say. The Infiniti just edging it out. I mean, that Infiniti is just magnificent, and I mean, with that amount of power, it's sure to beat most supercars. And of course, it surprised me with its acceleration. Very good. Look magnificent going around there. This is what they're designed to do. And they look like they're quite good rivalry. And Nissan getting into fifth quite early, and the Infiniti still accelerating. And about to reach the line now. Ooh, so this is going to be a close one. So about half a second between them, they can trade blows all day. And this is how it puts us on the leaderboard. So we're now currently fourth with this GTR Lux, as I've called it. So it edges out the Bentley TTR by quite some margin. A little bit slower than the XESV Project 8. But but that could also be due to the weight that it carries. The Q60 has a lot of mass to carry around, not quite as precise as the Project 8 to be honest, and obviously nowhere near the Ford Supervan and nowhere near the McLaren F1 with that T52, and that is a monster. But in its own right, the Infiniti is one of the most fast accelerating cars we've seen in this series, and in essence, a luxury GTR, you can't really go wrong with that. It's usable as a daily driver. Might not get as good as fuel economy, seeing as it's a Ford's engine, but in theory, it could work out. I mean, it does look very flashy with that wide body kit though. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed.